Welcome to the Fleischer Forum, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my. Ladies and gentlemen, the guitar's crying, and the keyboards are whining. I think I got that backwards, but when that's happening, there's somebody in Texas with the blues tonight, and our friend Judge Fleischer might have given it to him. Maybe. Maybe not. He might have made a lot of people happy today. We have yet to see. But coming up in about 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen, the Fleischer Forum begins. Everybody ready to watch some Judge Fleischer tonight? I am. This is going to be a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for 2 hours of Judge Fleischer coming up just in a minute. All right, 8 o'clock. Wait, I'm waiting on the time to actually flip. I have ideas. They matter. Not really. But like I said, kids, we got 2 hours of Judge Fleischer ahead. We probably don't want to sit and dally too much. Because you know, when you're late for court, the judge gets mad. We don't want to be late for court. The only person who can technically be late for court is the judge himself, because they can't start court without him. That's just the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, don't wear shorts, and let's go see if we can find Chuck and get him unstuck. Yeah, that'll probably never happen. Let's just get started, shall we?
Good morning, everybody. Here we go. Let's roll, nerds. Yeah, let's roll.
Page 7, Eubanks, come on up.
Hi, JL.
Hi, good morning,
Happy
Judge. How
Wednesday.
are you?
You ready?
I'm ready if you are. Mr. Eubanks, it's Doctor. He said Doctor.
Good morning, Mr. Eubanks. Mr. Eubanks, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine because of the high blow. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. Okay. On November 6, 2024, the officer initiated a traffic stop on the defendant's motor vehicle. After observing it failed to stop at a red traffic signal, the defendant was the sole occupant of the motor vehicle, and upon contact, the officer observed slurred speech, red glassy eyes, and an odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant admitted to drinking and advised that he had 2 drinks consisting of a couple Captain Morgan's and 1 Bud Light, and advised one of the Captain Morgan's was a double shot. A standard field sobriety tests were administered. HGN was unable to be completed because the defendant continued to talk during the exam and failed to follow instructions and leaned towards the officer. Walking turns 8 out of 8, 1 leg stand 4 out of 4, and DICs were red, and the defendant consented to breath. The results were 0.247 and 0.242.
Okay. Any prior to DBIs?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Eubanks, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. If I find that you're consuming any alcohol from any source, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand? Yes. I'm also ordering you not to use prescriptive medication unless you have, or illegal controlled medication unless it's prescribed. But understand, if you take too much, it can still inebriate you, even if it's prescribed. So just be careful. Do you understand? Yes. Do you have a valid Texas driver license? Do you have valid liability insurance in your name? Yes. Okay. You said no prior to DBIs?
No prior to
All right. The length of what we're going to do is just no drugs, no alcohol. I don't want to have to put a device on you, so just don't use and you'll be fine. You have a great lawyer. Ms. Carpenter will take care of you. Just listen to her. I'll waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with counsel. She'll tell you when you have to come back to court. If she tells me she can't get a hold of you, then I will issue a warrant for your arrest. We'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you get with pre-trial for your bond conditions, and then you guys are good to go. All right?
Your Honor.
Okay, guys.
May I
Thanks.
be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, Judge, page 1. Alan, come on up.
How old are you, Mr. Allen? PR bond after PR bond, and you still can't show up. Your case is 515 days old. I want to express my disappointment and I'm going to tell you now, we are done with catch and release. Do you understand? We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. Officers were dispatched regarding an assault in progress report call. The complainant advised she is the girlfriend of the defendant of 2 years. The complainant stated she was invited by the defendant to his apartment, which told her to bring their son since it was his birthday. The complainant stated she and her son spent the night at the defendant's apartment, but the defendant started an argument with the complainant after she told him that they were about to leave. The complainant stated that she had the baby in her hands when the defendant forcefully grabbed the baby out of her hands and then with his left hand slapped the complainant on her right side of her jaw, causing pain.
You guys have the rip done? Do we know? Does she want to have contact with him?
To get in contact with the complainant. Her number is out of service and there's nothing in COO, so I have assigned it to our investigator.
Mr. Allen, you said you're how old?
22.
What are you doing in life now?
Working.
Did you graduate from high school? That's where we're going to start first thing. Right now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm sending you for a drug test because I want to make sure that there's nothing that's being used. I'm ordering you not to use any alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to test you like crazy. If I find that you're using marijuana or anything like that, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm sending you for a drug test. If you fail to test, if you fail to come back, your case is already 515 days old and we've given you two PR bonds. Do you think you will get a third?
Sir, wasn't that
You're skirting a very thin line now, Mr. Allen. If you miss court again, it's really not going to go well. Do you understand? I'm sending you for a test now. You're to test and come right back and then we'll talk about your lawyer situation. But the first thing we're going to do is start working on getting your GED. So we'll have you come back in 2 weeks to show you or to show me what you have done to start working on your GED. Do you understand? Take a seat for me. Can you go ahead and reach out to the MAC too, please?
Yes, sir. All right, Judge, the next one is page 14, Martinez, come on up.
Yes.
Naranjo.
Do we have a MOAP in place? Do you know?
Mr. Allen?
It's probably been long expired. I'm gonna redo it.
I see a third. Probably it's expired, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, so do you need them to file a new one or can we just? Because I want to do another one.
Yes. So they have to be-
Okay, can you file another one?
Yes,
Do you mind? Okay. Vic, who do we have here?
This is page 14, Martinez.
Good morning, Mr. Martinez.
Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez, you're charged with burglary of a motor vehicle. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
The officer was dispatched to an apartment in Harris County, Texas. The complainant reported that he heard his vehicle car alarm going off and went outside. When he came outside, he saw the defendant closing the door of his vehicle, and the complainant observed his headphones in the defendant's phone pocket and began recording the defendant. The complainant was able to take the headphones from the defendant and followed him to a nearby apartment unit where the defendant went inside. The complainant reported to the officers that there was money missing from his car as well. The officers reviewed the video and knocked on the defendant's door. The defendant stated he was only standing near the complainant's vehicle when the alarm went off.
Will you read the beginning again, please? I zoned out.
So the officers dispatched to the apartment in Harris County, Texas, and the complainant reported he heard his vehicle car alarm going off and went outside. The complainant went outside, saw the defendant closing the door of his vehicle, and the complainant observed his headphones in the defendant's pocket and began recording the defendant.
Got it. Okay. So is this gentleman on probation in court 7?
No, Judge, it's already over. It's expired. I didn't see a term order. I didn't see any extensions.
So he's technically still on then, right? If there's no termination order, he's still on.
Well, the expiration date was 2022, March of, or May of.
Is that right, Shatori?
Yes, I saw March 14th, 2022. Past the 2-year mark.
Mr. Martinez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. What do you do for a living, sir?
I'm a disabled veteran. I collect 70% service connected PTSD. I am in the process of going to get enrolled into college, ACC.
Sending you for a drug and alcohol test, Mr. Martinez. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. You're to come back and then we will talk about your lawyer's situation. As it stands now, I don't want you to have contact with the complaining witness and not to go within 200 feet of where he lives or where he works or where his car is. Do you understand?
Yes.
If I find that you violate this law or violate these conditions, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Mr. Martinez, I want you to understand that I'm going to protect every single person of Harris County, every piece of property of Harris County in every way that I can. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you don't have anyone to pony up $5,000 to $10,000 in a bond for you, what happens? You'll be stuck like Chuck in there until this thing is over with. So you need to consider that when you're out there in the free world. If I do this, what's going to happen? If I say this, what's going to happen? Because if you think to yourself and you could end up going to jail, don't do it. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay. I will have you take a seat. I'm sending you for a drug test. You're to come right back. If you fail the test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to revoke your bond. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, take a seat for me.
All right, next judge is page 26. Walton, come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Walton. Mr. Walton, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 5th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a disturbance weapons call at an apartment complex in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officer observed the defendant walking with the handle of a handgun hanging out of the defendant's left pants pocket, and the officer detained the defendant. The officer observed the defendant to be carrying a firearm recklessly on his person, unsecured, without a holster, in the public.
All right. Okay, Mr. Walton, I'm going to find that there is probable cause to go forward with the case. How old are you, sir?
I'm 26.
What do you do for a living?
I work with mentally challenged and autistic clients.
Is it a full-time job?
Yes, sir.
How much money do you make a month?
Around $2,600 a month.
Who do you live with?
Myself.
Are you able to afford a lawyer? Does he have any priors? Do you see?
No, sir.
Let's see, Your Honor. No priors.
What do you think?
I just honestly, the situation.
No. I don't want to talk about the case. We're only talking about your lawyer's situation. Do you have
I'm
the
sorry.
ability to hire a lawyer or not?
At this time, I don't know. It depends on the amount.
I'll have you fill out an application. I'll take a look at it. I'm not going to put any conditions on your bond. Just be careful,
Yes, sir.
right? Don't pick up a new case. I'm not asking much from you.
Sir.
I'm not, like I said, no conditions. Don't pick up a new case. Be good out there,
Sir.
and then you'll be fine with us. All right?
Sir.
Okay. Mind giving an application?
Go ahead and sign for your receipt. Next, Judge, is page 12. Jones, come on up.
Mr. Jones. You were on bond for a case, and now you've picked up a new case. You've now picked up an unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 6th, 2024, the officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's motor vehicle at 12:11 a.m. after observing it disregard a red light and traveling without headlights or taillights on, as well as discovering the vehicle had expired license plates. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed a small plastic baggie containing 0.5 grams of marijuana in plain view of the dashboard of the motor vehicle and within reach of the defendant. The defendant advised he had a weapon under his driver's seat, and a search allowed the officer to recover an unholstered black Glock with a pistol magazine and an unfired round in the chamber.
What is the one thing that I asked you not to do, Mr. Jones?
No file.
And now you've picked up a new case. Sorry, dude. That's it. We will notify your lawyer now. We'll have him come and we'll have you speak to you. Okay? It goes with you. All right.
Judge, I've emailed Connor, who's attached to.
Okay, just don't send him down to Stephen. Let's wait for Connor to get here so we can talk.
That's the last arraignment for now. Judge, we have another arraignment.
Okay.
Case 15. Holly, come on up.
Good morning, Mr. McCauley. Mr. McCauley, you're charged with terroristic threat. This is of a family or household member. As a result, that kicks it up to a Class A misdemeanor, so you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Just to confirm, this is Macaulay?
McCom.
Yes, Your Honor. On November 6th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to 8100 Rivers Drive in regard to a motor vehicle crash. Upon arrival, the officer was approached by the complainant, who stated that the defendant, who she was in a dating relationship with, threatened to kill her, causing her to fear for her life. The complainant advised that on the day of the incident, the defendant got into a verbal argument with the complainant. The defendant then began hitting the steering wheel and cursing at the complainant, and told the complainant he was going to kill her. This threat was also heard by another witness in the car. The complainant advised she believes the defendant is capable of carrying out this threat, and the complainant also advised the crash occurred because the defendant was hitting the steering wheel and he crashed into another motor vehicle.
Mr. McCauley, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Mr. McCauley has significant criminal history and significant dangerous criminal history. And what I see that he also may be on felony probation as it is.
Yes. Ma'am. I tried contacting the complaining witness. It looks like her number is disconnected. I tried twice, so.
Do we have prior assaults? Do we have any against the same complaining witness? Have you seen?
No, Your Honor, it doesn't appear so.
Mr. McCauley, I want you to understand something, that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every single person of Harris County. I don't care who they are. I don't care what color they are. I don't care how tall they are. Every person of Harris County, I will protect. And if that means putting you in custody with an extremely high bond, I will do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm ordering you not to have contact with this person whatsoever for any reason, and I'm now entering in what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. This is a court order that identifies Ms. DeVoe as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot stalk, threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No one can authorize you to violate this. So if someone were to call and say, hey, man, come to this address and she's there and it's against a protected address, you're still in violation of this order for protection. If you violate it, the state can and will file additional charges against you, a violation of a protected order, and then things will really go sideways quick. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, I don't know if you're on felony probation, but if you are, you got to be very, very careful because it's very possible a warrant issues at any time. You understand?
Yes, sir.
What do you do for a living?
I'm unemployed right now. I'm looking for a job.
Why are you unemployed?
I've been having to go to a class.
You've been what?
I've been having to go to a class and do community service.
How does that prevent you from having a job?
Classes from 9 to 12, and I was still looking for a job before I was arrested.
When is the last time you've had a full-time job?
Last year,
How do you eat? How do you eat?
I have family that helps me.
Dude, it's time to pull your weight. You need to get a full-time job.
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to use or consume illegal drugs or alcohol, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, likewise, I will put you into custody. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm not asking much, man. I'm just asking you to be nice. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Because if not, there could be a lot to pay. So don't worry about, just, we'll have him sign them up, but don't worry because we'll have a monitor to make sure he's not
Yes, sir.
using. So I need you to fill out an application for me to see whether you qualify for an appointed lawyer. I need to know everything about you. Don't just put zeros because I'm going to send it back to you. I need to know everything about you. Do you understand, Mr. McCauley?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, he'll give you an application. I'm going to have you also come up here, sign the order for protection. We'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until we excuse you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Brandon,
Christopher Allen.
come on up.
Your Honor, I have a off docket arraignment. It's set for Friday. I can't do it Friday.
No, let's do it. Yeah, for sure. Victoria, you ready?
Thanks a lot, Brandon.
Did
Christopher Allen.
Rare.
77. Where?
you say 253?
Yes, sir.
Ooh,
7747.
that's an old case.
You told me you were. I'll do that.
You said 253-7747?
Yes, sir.
Are you Anthony Reyes?
Yes, sir.
Shh. Mr. Reyes, you're charged with deadly conduct. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On November 8th, 2024, the officers were working in undercover capacity while conducting surveillance on several vehicles that were engaged in a parking lot takeover at 12300 North Freeway. The officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's motor vehicle after observing it do 4 donuts in the parking lot while there was an individual sitting in the bed of the truck who appeared to almost fall out. The defendant admitted to doing the
Whoa,
donut.
whoa. There's a truck
There's a
and
truck.
you're telling me there's someone in the back of the truck?
In the truck, Your Honor.
They doing donuts?
4 donuts, Your Honor. And the officers made contact with the complainant, the truck passenger, who advised she was worried about falling out.
Mr. Reyes, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. You know, have you ever seen the movie Teen Wolf? Okay. In the movie, in Teen Wolf, there's a part in the movie where they're in a van and then they get on top of the van and they do this surfing, right? I had a friend in high school, because that's when the movie came out, right? And one of the big, you know, it was a great movie, but one of the bad parts of the movie is that many people tried to emulate getting on a car, doing the surfing thing while they're driving down the road. I had a friend that lost his life trying to do that surfing. Imagine same thing here, where someone gets out, falls out, cracks their cranium open and die. What happens? Don't say anything. I want you to think of what would happen in the event that you're doing donuts, someone flies out and dies. What would be the charge?
Not felony.
God, just a felony. Murder. I don't want you driving, Mr. Reyes. I'm making it the condition of your bond that you are not to drive. Do you understand me? You'll be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. If you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. Do you understand? This is an affidavit that you're promising me. And I don't care if Jesus comes down and needs to ride to church. We will have issues if you get into a car and drive. Do you understand? You know, Mr. Reyes, this life, it's not a long one. It's a very short one. And it can be a great life where you do well in school, go far in life, buy nice things, have nice cars, supermodel wife, great kids, lavish vacations in Monaco. Or it can be a rotten hell of an existence where you never have money. You're in and out of custody, where you can't even afford to go to a dentist, where you have teeth falling out. You can't even fix a root canal. It's but one. Think before you act. Think before you speak, because you may never get a second chance. Do you understand? You now have that chance. Do with it well, because if I find that you're a danger to my public, I will do everything in my power to protect the public at all costs. Do you understand? You have a lawyer. It's your responsibility to stay in touch with Brandon. He will tell you if and when you have to come back to court, don't drive. If you drove here, you may not drive home. Do you understand? You pick up a new case, you become a danger. How old are you?
19.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
With construction.
Be careful, Mr. Reyes. You're walking a thin line. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, Brandon,
Thank you, Judge.
that way.
Jeff, was that gonna be state's bond conditions or?
This way,
just
right.
driving?
Yeah, I guess, can you file just no driving, and then I'm gonna put on there no weapons as well. No weapons as well, Mr. Reyes. You're not allowed to have a weapon. Okay. Connor.
Hey, Judge.
Hey, babe.
First one, Coriel Dixon. This is a case where we wanted her to get her GED. She is in a GED course. She's
Great.
Uh,
Good.
so she never finished the 9th grade, since she is taking a long time to study and everything. She just finished. She just did her the language arts test yesterday.
She here?
Yeah, she's
Come up, Miss Dixon.
but yeah, she didn't finish the 9th grade, so she's having difficulty just studying and keeping everything. So,
How's it going? Tell me about yourself. How's it?
I just went to a GED class, like language arts, and I took it. I made a 125. That's not a passing score. Passing score was 145.
You're close, right? You're 10 points off. Okay, that's great. You're getting there. Just, you have to remember, when you're doing these classes, you have to study. Don't just go in there thinking that you're going to pass the test. No, you get books, right?
Oh, well, they give us, like, it's online, but it's like the same.
Are you able to study before you take the test?
Yeah, I studied.
You have to. Just like any test beforehand, you got to study so you know what the test is going to be on, so you know what questions they are, and you can be prepared and good.
Yes, sir.
What else have you been doing, Ms. Dixon?
and she also has a job interview that's happening at HEB.
Okay, great. It's a great company to work for. You can make a lot of money and you can move up really high. I mean, there's so much advancement in HEB. If you put your heart and soul to it and you do well, you can, I mean, the sky's the limit with HEB. They're so great, right? As opposed to, and I'm not dogging in fast food, but you know, there's only so much advancement in fast food. But if you do well in HEB, you can be running your own store, and they make like 150, you know, you run your own store, whew, you can make tons of money. But you have to get your education first, because it's someone with a high school diploma versus someone with not a high school diploma, they're going to run circles around you. You may not get a better position just because of the high school diploma. So what are we going to do next with it?
I'm still working on getting a red, like, I'm gonna take it, because we could take it again. So I'm gonna take it again, and then I'm gonna take the rest
I'm not
of it.
setting this case off far. I want to know, I'm keeping you close. I want to make sure that you're doing well. So when's going to be the next test? No, we'll see what we can. Hey, Shatori, what can we do about the free, what's it called? Yeah. We're going to give you paperwork now so you can get it done for free. Okay. We have a long list of providers that can help you get it free. We need to start working on it. Do you have an offer on this case now, or where are we going?
It's a PTI, complete GED, and case dismissed.
The minute you get your GED, this case gets dismissed. So that's the only thing that you have to do. So let's set it off a week, okay? And I want to know what you've done to get into a GED curriculum in the class, okay? We're not going to, I mean, really, you're in this thing until you get your GED. That's all you got to do. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so let's set it off a week. She's going to give you stuff so we can get it done for free, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
For sure. Thanks, Connor. Good job, man. And good job, Miss Dixon. Keep it up. Hey, yeah. Hey,
I'm doing a bail hearing on Mr. Addison, asking for a PR bond. Dedrick Addison.
can you bring him out, please?
I'm just like, you know, he's very unstable on his feet.
That's okay.
Can I bring this chair around for him to sit on?
I think that's from yesterday, right?
Yes.
Hey, John D.
Yeah. They were nice and ready, have a seat ready for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. That's the one to thank. Said everything. Shh.
Have a seat for me. Have a seat.
Okay, I am.
Sit back.
I'm injured.
I know, that's why I'm telling you.
You gotta be more gentle, so please. Good morning, Judge Fleischer.
Good morning, Mr. Addison. How are you?
Not too good.
What's going on with you?
I've been assaulted by officers in Harris County Jail. They broke my ribs. They then broke my leg. They for, I think 2 weeks they've been jumping on me, beating on me, not the inmates, the officers. They ain't supposed to assault us like that. I wrote a grievance to internal affairs, I think. No, I wrote internal, I wrote a grievance on it. Yeah, because you allow to write grievances when they get out of order. I haven't heard from my grievances yet.
Well, the reason I brought you out is that your lawyer is asking for me to give you a PR bond.
Thank you, Jesus.
Well, I haven't given you one.
I know, but we're gonna do the right. I hope you do the right thing. I'll be all right.
The problem is you never come back. You know you don't come back. We give you a bond every time you pick up a new case. We give you a PR bond, and every time we give you a PR bond, you never, ever come back.
I know why, because they're misdemeanors. They're nothing.
They are.
What do you mean?
They are something.
No, they're small. They ain't
It
felonies.
doesn't have to be 10 years in prison that you're facing for it to mean something.
Well, what's your point, sir? Your Honor.
How can I give you a PR bond if you don't come back?
What makes you think I'm not gonna come back now? They beat me up real bad. I'm looking at a major lawsuit. Them people ain't nobody beat me up. That would kill me in there.
But that's besides the point.
Well, why wouldn't I come back again?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. You answer the question. I'm asking you.
I got family out there, sir. I got children out there, sir.
Mr. Addison, just this year alone, you've picked up a trespass, false report, interference, trespass, theft, felony harassment, and now you have a theft and a trespass again.
Who happened to the felony harassment? What happened with
So,
it?
well, I don't know, it was an attempted harassment of a public servant, but
What
that
happened-
doesn't matter.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
It's still a felon.
No, I don't care if it's a felony. Anybody know felony about doing the right thing?
The thing is
What?
that you need to stop talking to the judge and me this way.
No,
This
excuse me,
man,
ma'am.
this
You gotta wait
man,
with
this
these-
man is about to
Your Honor,
give you,
Your Honor.
either give you a PR
Well, whatever.
bond or not.
Or whatever.
All right.
I ain't supposed to say nothing to the judge.
Why don't you come back?
I will. I ain't got no choice. I'm gonna be locked up for a long, long time, sir.
Every bond I have you here, they're all at 5,003 because you never come back. 1, 2, I mean, even from last year, they're all at like 2,502,
Your
5,000.
Honor, excuse me. I got dementia. I have a bipolar schizophrenia. And that's why I don't come back. I'm bipolar, sir. I have dementia. That's why I don't come back. I don't remember court dates.
Here's the other thing,
Uh-huh.
Mr. Addison. I don't want to let you out to the street. If I were to let you out, I want you to go somewhere, a family member's house, mother, father, anyone. But I don't want to let you out on the street because that's setting you up to fail. And I'm not going to do that.
Well, I'm going to a program then. That's the purpose of trying to put me on probation, right? So I'm going to some kind of program. I'm going to a program.
I don't.
Yeah. No, I have a drinking problem, sir.
Who do you have here that's willing to help you?
William Chapman.
Family member.
William Chapman.
Who do you have?
William Chapman.
Who is that?
William. My brother.
Will he take you in?
Yes.
If Lori reaches out to him, will Lori say that he'll take you in?
Yes.
You have a number for him?
If you have someone that's willing to take you in,
I will, excuse me, Your Honor. I apologize. Yeah, I mean,
Just yes or no, do you have a number?
Yes, we can get up the, yes, he has a number. I don't remember, man.
Okay.
I'm bipolar schizophrenic. I had dementia. Some things I don't even remember.
That's gonna be a bad situation.
No, it ain't. No, it's not. You need to call William Chapman. He worked for, he's an ambulance driver. Okay, he's the best character model and a young man.
if you have someone that's willing to take you in, then
Man,
I am willing to let you out.
yes, sir, William.
But I'm going to tell you now, I'm putting a monitor so I know where you are. So I don't want you to take off again.
Okay, okay, no problem. I can go for
So
that.
find a place that you have that.
Call William Chapman, that's all they do. Call William Chapman, sir.
Well, I'm gonna have Lori, I can't do it, but
Okay,
Lori
she
can do it.
yeah.
And I'm willing to give it to you.
Thank you, sir.
Chance if you have a place to go to, but I'm not letting
Man,
you.
okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
And now I can wait until, until my courtroom, we can take this to trial, these cases like that. Or we can sit there and put me on, I don't even want to monitor. I'll try that one. Okay, because I ain't got no reason to run from nothing. I ain't got no reason to hide from anything. I don't even like this lawyer. I don't even want her to represent me, sir. Because she's a terrible lawyer.
Her?
Yes.
She's amazing. What are you talking
She ain't
about?
not for me. She's trying to help y'all give me time.
If
She's
she
trying-
didn't care, she would not have brought you out.
That's
Mr.
not
Addison.
true. She about money, sir. This whole system is the medical system, this system.
I'm not going to disagree with you there, but the bottom line is if you came back, we would let you out.
I know that. So we all wouldn't be, why you think I wouldn't come back? That means I'll be totally free.
I've got 15 cases here that tell me why you don't come back.
Well, no, I'm saying we're dealing with now. We ain't dealing with the past. We're dealing with the here and now, sir.
Look, let me ask you this. Just be nice to Lori. She's trying to help you out.
I don't want her as my lawyer. I want to file. Well, if we're going to do something today, perfect. But we're not, I don't want her as my lawyer. They beat me up in that jail, so damn it killed me. Okay, no, they almost killed me. The detention officer did. Okay, you see my leg? I was walking when I was in jail. They damn my leg. See my head? Not everywhere. I mean, they won't even take me to the hospital one time.
There's an easy solution.
What?
Don't pick up any more cases.
What do you mean by that? You're right about that.
Be good.
So you gonna let me go home?
If you got a place to go to, yes.
I do call William Chapman the third.
Try right now, but hold on.
Yeah.
Be nice to Lori.
Okay.
You promise? Okay. Lori, if you can reach out to Mr. Chapman, then we'll
He
see.
has a number
Okay,
or some more identifying information.
and then we have probably a ton of bonding paperwork here that's probably got it on one of these pages, and I can comb through it with you, you know?
I'll go and look
He
on.
works for the ambulance department.
We're gonna try to find your
He's
brother.
my payee, sir. I get a payee. He's my payee and Social Security, I get Social Security, sir.
We're gonna find it for you, okay?
Amen. Thank you.
Come back.
Yes, sir. I bet, because you remind me of God.
Lift your feet. Just no, okay, well, you want to walk? You want to try to walk?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll try to walk.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck, Miss Addison.
Are you talking to me? Oh, you good luck.
Nice.
Thank you. I am, sir.
Be nice.
I want to start a ministry under you.
Judge, would you like me to start filing the bond conditions?
Wait.
Hold on.
For now, I'll go through it with you, but I'll go through it with you here when. All right, Mr. Mueller, thanks for being patient.
Yes, we're approaching this morning on Mr. Julio Smith-Torres on today's docket.
In custody or on bond?
He is in custody, Your Honor.
Okay,
Just appointed, looking to discuss bail.
okay,
He was first charged with this assault family member earlier this year. He missed court and had the bench warrant issued for non-appearance. His bond is currently $5,001, and I was hoping you would consider giving him another PR bond.
can you bring him out? And
Yes,
we'll
Your
talk to him? For
Yes.
sure, yeah, please. Is he a Spanish speaker?
Yes, Your Honor, and we have a interpreter present.
Is it a nice hold?
No, there is not.
Okay, yeah.
He's not a citizen, but he's a permanent
Mind
resident.
asking them to bring him out?
I believe they are.
Okay. Mr. Mueller, while we're waiting, Hugh, tell me.
Off docket, I wanted to get another, for a trial setting, I have get another second chair McAttorney appointed to try the case with me.
Sure.
What do
You don't have to ask. I'll grant it for you.
Yeah, do I just need to get with Victoria and then,
No, just you need to file an order
okay,
and then,
just follow an order to add second.
you
chair.
know, who routinely does is,
Nathan.
why am I? Had the big Trump for Halloween.
Oh,
Nathan, ask Nathan. He's got probably one of those forms that he could share with you, and then I'll just sign it and then, yeah, okay. It's Mr. Smith-Torres. How's jail? ¿Cómo está la cárcel?
¿Cómo está la cárcel?
La cárcel. Mal.
Bad.
Good. It's jail.
La cárcel.
It's not supposed to be fun. It's there for a reason. And when you don't follow conditions, when you are a danger to our community, that's what happens. You failed to miss court, we issued a warrant, and now you're in custody. Why did you miss court?
Fallaste de venir a la corte un día.
No, yo no fallé en la corte, solamente que no pude cargar el montón, no se me cargó el montón.
I didn't do it. The only thing was that I couldn't carry the monitor.
Sorry?
I could not carry the monitor.
He's explaining why he didn't pay the bond.
I don't understand what you're saying.
No, yo nunca falté a la corte, le hablé al abogado cuando tenía la corte.
I never missed court. I called my lawyer.
Solamente me pusieron orden de arresto por no cargar el monitor. Solamente me pusieron orden de arresto por no cargar el monitor.
The only problem was that I was not carrying the monitor, and that's why I am charged too.
If we give you bond conditions,
La condición de
you're
fianza,
supposed to follow the bond conditions.
las condiciones de la fianza.
Consequence is when you don't, you end up in custody with a warrant. There's no excuse. I pay everything for you so that there's never an excuse. It is your responsibility to charge it, keep up with the device, and when you don't, this is what happens.
Eso es lo que pasó.
You now know. What would you like me to do?
¿Quieres de que yo haga?
Quisiera que me pudieran bajar el bond.
I would like for you to drop the bond if it is possible.
How do I know that you're going to comply?
¿Y cómo vamos a saber que vas a cumplir tú con eso?
I'm going to tell you that, Mr. Smith-Torres, I have enough drama in my life. I don't need any more. If you want, we only have one bond forfeiture with him, just one.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right? Okay. I will give you a chance, but I'm not going to give you another one. To let you out, you must fully comply with all conditions. And I will not do this again. I will give you one chance and you will not get another get out of jail free card. So if we let you out and you go out and you run amok and you don't follow conditions, I will revoke it again. And this time, you now know no one is going to pay the $5,000 bond to get you out. So if you mess up, you pick up a new case, you don't follow, you know that you were stuck in here until it's over. You understand?
Yeah.
Will you follow the conditions?
Seguir las condiciones. Yes.
How old are you?
Yes.
Promise.
I promise.
How old are you?
¿Qué edad tienes tú?
35.
You're 35. What do you do for a living?
¿Qué hacer para vivir?
Trabajo en un salón de
I
barbería.
thought he was 18.
I work in a barber shop.
He's a stylist, Your Honor.
Okay.
And he was working as recently as Sunday.
I will give you a chance, Mr. Smith-Torres, but this is the last one. Do you understand?
Quiere que este es el último chance que tienes.
I know.
Okay, so we need to talk about the conditions, but let me thin out the line and then we'll put them back and then we'll re-shimmy the conditions, okay? Mr. Mueller? Okay, all right. Don't make us proud. It's not gonna happen again.
Judge, good morning. I got a plea for Mr. Anthony, last name Anthony, first name Eldridge.
All right, come up, Mr.
Docket. You ready to put the case number?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's off docket?
Yes.
It was supposed to, yeah, come on, ready? So I guess it didn't work out what you were,
No, I found what the state was looking for.
got it.
Close, but no cigar.
Mr. Anthony, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 2 days. What is going on now, Mr. Anthony, is this charge will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. It's even there after you die. It's important because if you're ever in a car driving, officers will see this. If they come up to you and they smell alcohol or dope, what do you think they're going to do?
Let me up.
More than likely. And what we're doing today, from now on, you are facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand? A minimum of 90 days. They give out DWIs like it's candy on Halloween. So I would be very careful with a record. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. Under federal law, you give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you cannot change this. It will go on your record. It'll be there forever. You understand?
Sure.
Is this what you want to do?
Sure.
The reason they give out DWIs like it's candy is because we, every single day, have someone dying from a DWI in our streets, and it really sucks. All we're trying to do is prevent that from happening. And if we have to lock up en masse to prevent it, just don't. If you want to get lit, all we ask you to do is don't get into a car. Literally, all you got to do is hit a button, have a car waiting for you, 10, 20 bucks, wherever you want to go. Do you understand?
Sure.
Use it. Now, what are we going to do about the surcharge?
Judge, I was appointed to him. I asked the court to consider.
Why would we, whenever you pick up a DWI, DPS has a surcharge with your case because of the high blow, $4,500 that you have to pay. And if you don't pay it, you don't get a license. But my question is why would we gift you that $4,500 when you have just repeatedly taken off on us? And the case is what, 600 days old, Abel, right?
It's from, actually, it's about 300. No, actually, what, Judge, I'm horrible at math, but it's from last year.
Last time I looked, I thought it was like 500.
It's from May of last year, Judge.
Why would we gift you $4,500 plus another 500 in fees? That's $5,000 that you could be on the hook now.
Currently unemployed at this point, so he's unable to pay that.
When is the last time you've had a full-time job, Mr. Anthony? Wow, it's been that long?
It hasn't been that long. Well, I still do, but I was doing some detailing for myself. I had a part-time job.
You need to get a job then.
Yes, sir.
You need to get a full-time job so you can at least have some money to yourself. You know, I will run your court costs now, but if you come back here with the DWI, you're going to be facing a lot when all it could cost you is $10 to $15 a click on your phone. Do you understand?
Sure.
Use it. Good luck, sir.
And surcharge, Judge? You said the court costs were running concurrent, but the surcharge?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Hi, you ready? Hi, good morning.
We have a police judge. Cristo Rodriguez.
Last name?
Cristo Rodriguez. Rodriguez Cristo.
Todo español. Todo en español. Yo lo voy a traducir todo.
Why would we do this? And he's picked up 2 DWIs. You're on bond for 2 different DWIs.
Bajo fianza por 2 DWI.
Yeah, how do I know that you're not going to go out there and kill someone? You have 2 open DWIs.
Yes.
And now you want time served, a proverbial slap on the wrist for having 2 open DWIs?
Judge, one of them, he wasn't driving, he was just sitting in the car and fell asleep. So that one's getting dismissed.
Is that right, Alex?
You're right. It does say in the prior DWI that the officer encountered the vehicle with the driver asleep in the wheel.
Is he in the middle of the road though?
It says in a public roadway.
No, it was in a parking lot, Judge.
Mr. Rodriguez, I want you to understand something and hear me loud and clear. Every single day, someone dies from a DWI in our county. It's unfair, it's disgusting, and we want to do everything in our power to prevent it from happening. You now have 2 DWIs. Anytime you ever get pulled over, if you have a smidgen of alcohol on your breath, you will go right back to jail. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. And I'm going to tell you now, you will be required to pay the fines, fees, and surcharges in this case. And if you don't pay it, a warrant will issue. Every $100 you owe will be 1 day in jail that you will sit. You will now pay, is this a 0.15 or above?
No, Your Honor.
You will pay $3,000 in the surcharge for the first DWI. You will also be required to pay for the court costs. And I'm suspending your license for a year. Do you understand?
suspender a ti la licencia por un año. Entonces, todo esto, contesta sí o no, por favor.
Do not drive.
No,
Do you understand?
¿Entiendes?
If you want to have any kind of alcohol, don't get into a
Es un poquito
car.
de alcohol en tu boca, como se llama?
Because if you get pulled over, an officer, when they see your record, they will.
Record.
You give
I
up a
will
lot of
not-
rights
I
by
will not
entering,
drive, I will not drink.
up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record. You cannot change it. Do you understand? Like I said, you will be required to pay them fines and fees. If you don't, a warrant will issue. So I would be very careful. Next time, a button on your phone, $10, $20 will take you anywhere you want to go in this world. Use it. Don't get into a car. You understand? All right, how do you plead to the office of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Pablo, no culpable. Pablo, no culpable. Perdón. ¿Cómo te encuentras? ¿Culpable o no culpable de manejar mientras estaba intoxicado?
Culpable solamente una vez.
Guilty once time only.
Looks like the state on motion is going to dismiss one of the DWIs, so you're only pleading to one of the DWIs. So I see that. Is that how you understand it? Okay, all right, good luck to you, sir. You will, he's going to be required to pay all the fines, fees, and surcharges, and it just admonish him that if he doesn't, he's be doing a lot of time in jail. Okay, thanks, guys. Yes.
Where is he? In the box, they just, or I think he's, yeah, he's around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Go ahead on the phone.
Yeah. Okay, are you ready? Oh, I'm sorry, Yash.
Judge, I'm here on Sus Figueroa, SIG.
Is it on docket today?
Yes.
Okay.
Judge, I'm approaching to see if we can amend one of the bond conditions. He had
Tell me.
a driving condition. He hasn't been driving at all. His mom has been giving him a ride to work back and forth. And he also did complete a drug and alcohol driving awareness course right here. I have the certificate in hand. And he's present in the courtroom, Your Honor.
He had alcohol in the car, right? Isn't that what it was?
I think there was an allegation of.
Your Honor, there's an allegation of 12 ounce Modelo in the center console.
But you said we can reapproach after.
Yeah,
I
Mr.
believe so.
Figueroa, come up.
Do you want to see this? Your Honor?
Sure. Yeah.
Take your hands out of your pockets. Come forward, come to the desk.
Here, Yasha. Good job doing that. You know, we want you to realize that it's a privilege. It's not a right. And it's one that everybody takes it just willy-nilly. You know, and it's really important that that's probably just, it's one of the it's a big, it's just a no-no, you know?
Yeah.
And I hope that you get it. And that's why we do what we do, so that you can realize when you're out there, you got to understand, you got to think before you act, think before you speak, because you may have, but you know, good job getting it done. Okay. We'll do it. We'll allow them. Okay. Just be careful. You know, that's all we're asking. Okay. All right, Mr. Furlow. Good job, man.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Josh. Okay. Okay. Hey, ready? Come on up.
You're on Mr. McCollum.
Come up, Mr. McCom. Okay, Felicia, did you test him yesterday?
Yes, he came back presumptively for THC, and then we also examined.
Order in the courtroom.
Then we also examined his device. He was given a new device by our vendor, and it seems as though our techs were having trouble charging the device as well.
Okay, so that's good as far as the device. What you're saying is right. But I don't like that you're testing positive for marijuana.
Judge, what I will say is that it's been about 45 days since the inception of this case. What I would ask is if we could get a 2-week reset, see if the new monitor's doing what it should, test him again, see if he's clean.
Okay, so in 2 weeks, if you test and it's positive, then, right?
From there.
Okay, all right, don't use. I've warned you at the outset of this case what you're responsible for, what you can and can't do. You're on notice. Do you understand? All right, so we'll do the 2 weeks. Okay, Hunter, you got it.
This way, sir.
Brandon, come on.
I got a deferred plea on Mr. Vital. It's a probation plea, Your Honor.
Oh, you ready?
Yes, sir. Can I call him up, Judge?
Sure, please.
Raphael.
What's the last name?
Vital, V-I-T-A-L.
His last attended SOP on the 9th, he makes a payment on the 11th, but because he relapsed, they're extending it for 12 more sessions.
Whoa, what do you mean he relapsed?
I guess when you think of the new part, they extended the SOP, so he has to complete 12 more sessions. Let's look for
Okay, let me finish this real quick. And then all right, Mr. Vital, you're charged with racing on a highway. You're facing up to 6 months. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you a 9-month deferred. Do you know what this is? What is this? What is a deferred?
Like, put on like a probation.
You have to understand that you give up nearly every right known to man by entering into this agreement. And if you fail to live up to your side of the agreement, we will issue a warrant for your arrest, put you in custody, and you're looking at up to 180 days. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Not only that, you need to also understand this is your second racing case now. It's just a matter of time that you pick up another one, do something dangerous. They may very well seize and take that car from you permanently. I can't tell you how many cars I've had in here where they've taken it, a $50,000 car, seized, gone forever. Do you understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you are stuck with us until you complete it or unless it gets revoked. To be able to successfully complete this thing, you must do thinking for a change, a driver safety course, no drugs, alcohol, random urinalysis, 10 hours of community service. Mr. Vital, how old are you, sir? What do you do for a living?
Teach tennis.
You teach tennis. Where do you teach tennis?
And also at Audi International.
Okay. What kind of money do you make a month?
Obviously, like I work outside, so like rain, it's too cold, stuff like that.
And who do you live with?
Me and my dad. I live with my dad because he's older.
Okay. Okay. You can reduce it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you have a Texas driver license? Do you have liability insurance? Okay. All right. You're going to maintain your Texas driver license and liability insurance while you're on this probation and prove it so that we know that you do have it. Mr. Vital, you know, we like to reward people, so I'll make you a deal. If you do well, you do everything you're supposed to, and most importantly, you're nice to everybody, I'll take you off in half the time so you can be done with this thing in 4.5 months if you really kick butt, do well, and most of all, be nice.
Thank you.
Don't. If you want to race, there's places in Houston that you can go to. 59, 610, the tollway, that's not the right place. God forbid you do some irreparable damage, like you run someone over, you kill someone. You know what I mean? All right. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I will not find you guilty. I'll withhold it for 9 months. Just make us proud, man. All right, good luck.
Judge, thank you.
Thanks, man. Hi. Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
I was appointed to Christopher Allen this morning.
Okay.
He got some bond conditions. Some drug and alcohol testing were added to his conditions. I just want to reapproach on those conditions, sir.
Sure.
The facts do not allege anything relating to drugs or alcohol.
Okay.
There's no rip call that the complainant witness even alleges any drugs or alcohol. So with that new condition, I feel like it's not.
How old is Mr. Allen again?
He is 2002.
He's like 18, 19,
He
right?
was born 2002.
Come up, Mr. Allen.
22.
I don't want you smoking weed. That's it. We tested him, right?
Yes.
What do you test positive for?
He was assessed today, correct?
Yeah. This is Mr. Allen.
THC.
Okay. I don't want him smoking weed. I don't want you smoking weed. And I'm going to tell you now that I will test you again in 40 days. If you test positive again, that tells you that you continue to smoke and it's not going to go well. Do you understand? All I'm asking you to do is follow the law, behave yourself, and do something with your life. Now, you didn't graduate high school, right? That's something that we need to work on. You cannot go through life with, at a minimum, a high school diploma, because when you don't have at a minimum that, people in this life will run circles around you with regard to money, jobs. I mean, it closes so many doors for even jobs for you not having a high school diploma. If you don't want to go to college, okay, but at a minimum in this life, you need your high school diploma. What I'd like to do is get him working on that, you know? So essentially what we do is we set him off for a couple weeks. We give him a lawyer to help him navigate the process. But in that process, we work on getting him a GED. I have resources so that it can be free for you. So you don't have to pay for anything, right? But you have to show the willingness. And it's not going to be easy, but nothing in life is easy. For you, if you ever want to make money, if you ever want to do something worthwhile in this life, it's hard. Because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. That's why lawyers, doctors, accountants, architects make so much money, because it's hard to do. The more difficult something is in life, the more studying you have to do, the more money you're going to make. That's just how it goes. Anybody can work at, at a drive-through. Anybody can wait tables. Anybody. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
We want you to leave here better than you came in. Do you understand? And it starts with not smoking weed for now. You're young. We don't know what it's going to do to you. And I surely don't want something to happen where you fuse something with the brain because you're just using too much. So no more. I will give you resources now. We're going to bring you back in 2 weeks. I want to see what you've done to start working on getting your GED.
Yes, and he does work. So we did talk about that, his schedule.
Everything can be
Yes, sir.
done online. There's no excuse why you can't do it, right? You're not busy 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's a matter of, do you want to do it? It's not if you can't. People tell me, I can't exercise. I have no time. Baloney. Bullshit. If you want to, you can. It's just where the priorities. Do you understand? Okay.
Judge, I'm sorry, one more thing. No alcohol was also conditioned. Again, alcohol was not alleged in any of the offense, and he is above 21. He has no history of alcohol abuse, but
My concern is that if you start drinking and he drinks too much, he's going to start doing other things as well. You know, I mean, if you want me to, okay, but no smoking weed. You're going to get tested 40 days from today. Do you understand? If you're going to drive, don't have anything to drink. You're on bond for this case. So even if you have a sip of alcohol, you get into a car and you get pulled over, you're going to get a hard time. It's not going to go easy because you got an open case. You always have to consider what you're doing out there. If I do this, am I going to get in trouble? If I say this, what kind of reaction am I going to get? Think before you act, and you think before you speak. You understand? Okay. So don't go yet because we need to give you resources for the GED. And then we've given you a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with her, and she will tell you when you have to come back to court. If she tells you she can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I'm going to issue a warrant. I'm not going to give you another PR bond. You start acting like a knucklehead out there. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All I want are two things. Stop smoking, get your GED. That will all be happy's like little bunnies jumping in the woods. All right? Okay, my friend. Hey, Toria. I know, thanks. You're the best.
May I be excused?
Okay.
Maybe-
Yes,
Protection order. Judge, so 2 weeks for the change and then 40 days worth of
yeah,
recess?
right. Yes. Mr. Mueller.
Just reapproaching on Mr. Smith-Torres to discuss bond conditions. I believe previously he was ordered to have a GPS monitoring device, and one of the issues was he didn't keep it charged, which caused him to be out of compliance with the bond conditions. I was hoping that the court would reconsider the order for the GPS because he was first, this incident with the complaining witness happened back in June. He hasn't had any interactions with the CW since.
How do we know?
Well, okay.
You know, he's been AWOL the whole time.
Well, he was living with the CW for approximately a month before this incident occurred. They have not lived together or had any contact with each other since then, according to my client, and he's now living with someone else. So.
Have you had any contact with the complaining witness?
No, Judge.
Until I know that, you know, because I don't know what's going on. I don't know if she's protected or not. And that's my main concern. My own.
Key, but I understand.
Right. And trust goes a long way, right? So if we put it on and things go well, you can always come back, let us know, and then I'm happy to take it off. But all I know is we gave it to him. He's not been in compliance. Now he's in custody.
So, all right, Your Honor, how about we'll just have a, shorter reset perhaps in order for him to demonstrate that he does come to court and also to get some history about.
Yes, but don't come back in a week.
No.
2 weeks,
That's always good.
Right. 2 weeks is not enough time.
So
it's going to take 3 days just to get it probably.
So maybe do a 3-week reset? 4 week? What do you?
Yeah, at least 4. Let's see how it goes. I'm paying for it. Really,
Understood, Your Honor.
it's just a device that's on his ankle. It's all you have to do is charge it. That's literally all you have to do. And to charge it, all you got to do is put your foot next to the charger and it charges. Literally, that's all you do.
Okay.
It's not like I'm doing Pythagorean's theorem.
Understood, Your Honor.
It does well after a while, then, reward based on performance, so to speak, not on promises. We don't reward on promise.
Understood.
Okay, so I guess we'll have to bring him back out. Or I'll admonish him, Smith-Torres, and then I'll grant the PR bond. Yeah, okay.
Judge, I'll ask DED to reach out to the
I was gonna redo the MOA, just in case, I guess, Stephen, we don't have a translator though. Yeah. Mr. Mueller, I'm gonna redo the MOA because he's getting out, just so we know that this person is protected. And then we'll do the process of PR bond afterwards. Okay? Okay. Connor. Okay.
Yeah, trespass and picked up the UCW. Just wanted to check the bond on the, I guess, both cases. He doesn't want to.
So I will leave. Looks like they gave him a PR bond on the new case.
Sir.
I will revoke the first one, put it at 5,001.
5,001.
And then I'll leave the other one as is. And just admonish him if he picks up a third case, holy moly, just please, right? Okay, and then he'll roll to tomorrow.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I was gonna ask for anyway. Yeah, cool. Thank you so
Sure,
much.
Connor.
I'm here on Adrian Lumumba. He has a
Correct.
bond violation report. I wanted to show you some stuff.
Show me.
This is Lumumba. So that's, he's 42, 20 years. I just wanted to let you know.
Come up, Mr. Labumba. I am so upset with you right now, where you think you can do whatever you want to do when you have two open DWIs. And I told you there was absolutely no tolerance. And here you go, just, I'm gonna do whatever I want. Don't work like that, Mr. LaBomba. If you have things that you need to do, you need to ask for permission first. We don't know where you are. We don't know what you're doing. You just take off and do what you want to do. And it's been like this since the beginning. So I guess we have not gotten your attention enough.
I tried, I sent an email to my probation officer to ask.
You don't have a probation officer. You have bond conditions that you are supposed to live up to. Not.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
You know well and good what you can and cannot do. You have two open DWIs. And I don't want you out at night, and you are still doing whatever you want to do.
I'm not.
Goes with you. No,
I'm not.
You are.
Put your back.
Again, I'm not. I asked for permission. I'm sorry. I swear to
They
God,
don't
I'm not.
have authority to give you permission to do anything.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Then you call your lawyer, you come up here, but you don't do things after the fact. You violate and then ask for.
I asked for permission before I went to the meeting. I did. I swear to God, I did. And she didn't respond to me till after the meeting. And I told her if I had known,
You
I
were
would.
talking to the wrong person, Mr. Lumba.
Didn't know.
You knew that this was strict compliance with two open DWIs.
I'm sorry, Judge.
What's with you?
This one. Oh my God.
And Mr. Butte will talk. Don't go far. Who's this gentleman?
Judge, this is Mr. Manuel Flores. He's pleading to one theft, the other one's being dismissed, Judge. This felony all worked out yesterday. He's gonna go on a treatment upstairs, in-house treatment, so.
Great.
So.
I hope it works. Shh. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
How you feeling?
Optimistic.
You look great and you sound great, right? The idea is that you're here with us now. What's going to happen when you get out? That's the idea. That's the question, right? Because everybody is great here because you don't, right? But the question is, how are you going to handle yourself when you get out? Is it going to end up right back at the same situation? When you hang with dogs, you get fleas. Just don't hang with the same people. You've got two theft cases with us. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine with both of those cases. Are we going on one of them?
Yeah, we're just doing time served on one judge and they are dismissing the other.
Two, right, so. So it's 3 days in jail, credit for the 31 days. You know, you got to understand another thing though, is that it's an enhanceable offense. So this now makes at least 2 for you. If you pick up another theft, you'll be looking at a felony charge because they can use those two, this now with the prior one to enhance you now to a felony. And if you've got state jail time on your record, now they can use it to enhance you to a 3rd degree. You're looking at 2 to 10. Do you understand?
Yes.
Have you been to the pen before?
Yes.
You could be looking at a 15 to life case. You been to the pen twice?
No.
Good. Then you're a true habitual. Got to watch out, Mr. Flores. A lot could be riding on a pack of gum that gets stolen. You understand?
Sure.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you cannot change this. It will be like this forever. That's it. I hope you make the program work, man. Make it work. Because are all these cases because of dope? Stop. Mind over matter. How do you plead to the offense, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. Best of luck to you, Mr. Flores, okay? All right, take care. Thank you. Thank you, John D. I told you I was going to give you another chance.
Dijeron que te vamos a dar otro chance.
We're going to put the device on your ankle now.
El monitor te lo vamos a poner en
You must charge it on a daily basis.
cargarlo todos los
If the
días.
battery goes dead, then it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? There's no excuse for you not to charge it. I also don't want you to have contact with the complaining witness in this case. I'm issuing a protective order on behalf of her. I'm saying it's a guy, right? On Mr. Flores, you're not to have any contact with this person. He is now a protected individual. You're not to commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot stalk, threaten, harass, communicate, be in possession of a weapon. You cannot use another person to try to communicate with him. You cannot go within 200 feet of where he lives or where he works. I'm giving you another chance now. Do your best to stay with it. Do you understand?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right. No weapons as well. Okay. All right, Mr. Muley. Oh, one more thing. You must remain in contact with Mr. Mueller. He tells me he cannot get a hold of you because you're playing games and you're not responding to phone calls, text messages. I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, guys. Thanks. Okay. You ready? Yes, ma'am.
I have Mr. Martinez, Andrew Martinez on docket today. He was sent for drug testing.
Come up, Mr. Martinez.
Judge, you came back presumptively for THC and benzodiazepines.
Doing with yourself these days, sir?
My client, he explained to me today, he is a veteran. He is in veteran housing and he's trying to get stability and able for himself. He's trying to get into college, but he has to get documents to be able to enact the Hazelwood Act to be able to go to school. So he's been working on that and trying to get some mental health care because he is a vet and he does have some PTSD underlying.
Okay. I want you to understand that you're not to use alcohol or drugs. I'm making that a condition of your bond. You're not to use any kind of controlled substances unless it's prescribed. Do you understand? If I find that you're using alcohol or drugs, I'm going to put you in jail. You got to understand, if you don't have anyone that's going to pony up $5,000 to $10,000, it's not going to go well for you. When you're out there in the free world, consider every move. If I do this, am I going to go to jail? If I say this, what kind of reaction am I going to think before you act? Think before you speak, because the next time you may be stuck like Chuck in there. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm not asking for much, just asking you to follow the law. You're not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case, not to be in possession of weapons, and you must stay in touch with counsel. She will tell you when you have to come back. Do you understand? If she tells me she can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm telling you now, I will test you again in 40 days. You understand? Just be good. I'm not asking you much. Just be nice, man. You know, it goes a long way when you work with honey as opposed to vinegar in life, you know?
Yes.
Okay. Questions?
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
An excuse, that is my question. Thank you.
I got him to sign already. You can just go ahead and thank you.
Ready?
Police Sean Hicks.
Okay. Mr. Hicks, coming up. What are we doing? Oh, I got it. I'm sorry. I got it. Good morning, Mr. Hicks. How are things going with you?
Great.
Really?
Yes, sir.
I saw that you were doing great with all the AAs and everything, and
yes, sir.
I hope that you keep with it, and I hope that, it's
Yes.
a smooth ride, because you got to understand that you now will have 2 DWIs on your record.
Yes, sir.
And officers, when they pull you over, all they look at are how many DWIs, if you've got alcohol on board, and if you do, you're going to be paying a very hefty toll from now on. You're not going to be with us anymore. You're looking at felony prison time from now on. A minimum of 2 years, a maximum of 10 years in prison. You get what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So what I'm trying to impart to you is that even if you have a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car. It's a humongous risk, not to mention all the money that you waste. How much money have you paid? It's a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer. But imagine $20 on an Uber anywhere you want to go, man. Anywhere you want to go, $20, as opposed to the thousands here. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. Under federal law, you give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this or undo this. It will be like this forever. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, what you guys have worked out, you've worked out a 1-year Harris County jail sentence. However, we will probate that for 12 months. As part of the probation, you will do thinking for a change. You will do 2 victim impact panels. You will also have to do a TRAS. That's an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess further conditions, you have to fulfill them. You understand that? They may say that you need supportive outpatient treatment. They may say you may need intensive outpatient treatment. You have to do those things if they suggest. You understand? No breath test refusal, meaning if you are pulled over in a car and an officer asks you to submit to a breath sample, you must submit to it.
Yes, sir.
No drugs, no alcohol, guardian interlock, and a $100 one-time donation to Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Oh, what about the repeat offender? Yeah, they didn't put the education class. They got to do the repeat offender education class. I have to suspend your license because it's a second offense. I will suspend it for a year, okay? Show me that you're doing well, and then we can give you a license. But I have to know that you're doing well. You will need a guardian interlock, but come back, show me that everything's going well, that you're in compliance, and then we can talk about giving you an occupational license. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated, second offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I will send it to you the agreement. Here's the other thing. There is now a surcharge that you're responsible to pay. That is a $6,000 surcharge that you have to pay. And court costs. I'll roll the court costs, but there's a $6,000 surcharge that you have to pay. And if you don't pay it, you lose your license until you do. What do you do for a living, Mr. Hicks?
Put cabinets.
What kind of money you make a month?
$2,000 a month.
He doesn't make much money at all. He works full time, but he doesn't have work all the time. So if we could waive those fees, that would be great.
I asked you to do a lot when you came and first met with us, and you did do a lot. You were doing a lot of the AA classes. You came up here, you showed me that you did, and that was great.
Yes.
I don't know if you're still doing it now, but I'll reward you for doing well and that you did do all those AA classes. It was great. It really was. I'll take off the fines and fees for you. But you got to understand that no matter how much alcohol you have on your breath, no matter how much alcohol you've had, even if you go to a bar, have half of a beer, half a glass of wine on a date that you're going on, you get pulled over, you're gonna get hosed, man. That's it. I will never, even if you're 62, you get into a car, 75, 81, you get pulled over. It's not gonna go well.
Yes,
You
sir.
understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Best of luck to you.
Judge,
Thank you.
because it's a second, how many days is he gonna do jail time for?
Oh,
He's prepared to go in today, Judge.
you want to go in today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll do it today. All right. All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Hicks.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
So Lumba,
How do we handle Mr. Lumba, who does whatever he wants to do? Well,
Judge,
you know,
this one time, he actually thought that emailing the supervision officer was sufficient. He emailed her the day before. He showed me where he did have a meeting. He thought that she was gonna get back with him. She didn't. He went to the.
Deputy,
It was 48
can you bring out Lumba, please?
I said he made it home 48 minutes late. That's been his only file.
But the problem is it keeps happening, you know, and it's not the first BVR. Let me talk to him
He
more.
actually lost his job because of the first of the guy, so he's been looking for a job ever since. And so that job would have allowed him to work from home.
Are you with him? Is she with him? No?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so he thought, yeah.
I'll talk to him when we get out. How do we reach the person who does whatever they want to do? You know, therein lies the question, you know? You got your first DWI. We told you, look, this is how you act. This is what you do. Going so much as to tell you that, you know, every day someone dies from a DWI in our great county. Every flipping day. Let you out. Just no, pick up another DWI. Now we have to micromanage your life, right? Because you scare me a lot more. All I'm asking you to do is I don't want you to consume alcohol. I don't want you to drive, and I don't want you to go out in the middle of the night. I'll give you these conditions for a reason, not for shites and giggles. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And now, so how do we go forward?
I can promise you, I was not gonna go to the meeting if I had gotten a response back before the meeting.
You've already promised me 2 times before.
This one, when I got the email back the day after I'd already gone, I told her if she had emailed me back before the meeting, I was not gonna go because I'm not playing around with this.
But did you email the day before your meeting?
I did. Yeah, I did.
That is about these people are busy and you work and you're sending email to county employees. Do you really think someone is going to email you within a couple hours to the next day to respond to you? Do you really think that if you were to reach out to anyone here, they're going to respond to you in a timely fashion? You have to consider how many thousands upon thousands of emails people here get a day. Victoria, how many emails do you get a day?
At least 100, no joke.
You're emailing pretrial services where they have about 2,000 to 4,000 people that they manage. Well, I mean, probably again, 2 on a daily basis, where they're hundreds upon hundreds. So for you to think that they're actually respond to you, I don't believe you. I think that what you did was that, you know what, I'm going to send an email just so that I CYA and I'm going to go do what I want to do. That's basically what I think.
No, I don't. I'm not messing. I'm not playing with this. I am not playing around with this. I'm taking it very serious, sir. Very serious. I'm very.
There is no act and ask for forgiveness later. We don't subscribe by that theory. We don't. There's no acting like a little child begging for forgiveness later. Okay, Dad, I'm sorry. You know, I won't. That's what my child does. My child will do stuff. Come on, bud, don't do it. Dad, I did it again. Oh, come on, I told you. when people do that to me, your sorry goes in this ear and it goes out that ear, because I know you will continue to act the way you want to act. I don't know, Will. I'm just.
He showed me proof of the meeting. He was trying to get another job, so he could work from home because he can't drive anymore. He was 48 minutes late. And in the email, I guess he thought he would get an email response within 24 hours or so. He emailed that morning. The meeting wasn't until late that night, the next day. So when I spoke with him,
I mean, I understand that it's not the most egregious error. I understand that. I get it. But a condition is a condition. And the problem is that if we let you go, what does that tell you?
I know how serious this is. I know. That's why I tried to contact.
The last thing that I want to do is be an enabler. The last thing I want to do is act in a way where it tells you that it's okay for you to do what you're doing without consequence. Because one of the biggest things that I like to teach here, because, you know, in a way, I think of myself like a father to everyone. I like to teach, right? And I want everybody, no matter who they are, no matter what color they are, no matter what they're doing in their life, I want them to leave better. And I want to impart that you have to always think of consequence. Because 90% of the people that come here have no self-control and react without thinking of consequence. And it's a shame, because if you did, we would have such a harmonious life. I mean, we wouldn't have the death and destruction we have on our roads. We wouldn't have the killing that happens here on a daily basis. What does he have on his ankle now?
I guess
You have a scram and a GPS monitor?
Yes, Judge. Like I said, Judge, I speak with him often. He has been taking this really seriously. He calls and asks questions all the time. He just didn't call me and ask me about this one. He thought someone else was taking care of that, and he just made a bad mistake.
Don't do it again. If you need help, I'm willing to help you, Mr. Lumba. I routinely give people here more time if they need it. I really do. And all I want you to do is think. That's all I want. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong. We all make mistakes. We all do things that we regret. Crap, my mouth gets me into so much trouble you cannot even believe. I will continue your supervision. Just please don't, okay? If you ever need anything else, just come back, let us know. We can help you. If you need more time for work or whatever, don't ask for forgiveness after the fact. Just come back here first. You know, contrary to popular belief, we're not that bad, really. All we want is our public to be safe, you know? And If I know that I can count on you to help me with my public, then I'm more inclined to go with you on what you need. All right? Please don't again. All right?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Summary complete on that one?
On Lumba? Let me check.
All right, Westbrook?
Zachary Westbrook.
He's on for on the 18th Monday.
Such a paperwork right there. Step all the way up.
Morning, Mr. Westbrook. Mr. Westbrook, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 10th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the complainant. The complainant stated the defendant, the complainant's son, and the defendant's friend had broken a window to get inside the night before. The complainant stated that she woke the defendant up and told him his friend had to leave. The complainant stated that she questioned the defendant about her missing prescribed oxycodone, and the defendant became irate, and the defendant struck the complainant with an open left palm across the right side of her face, causing pain. The defendant began to destroy the residence, grabbed a kitchen knife, placed it to his own throat, and fled as the complainant was on the phone with dispatch.
All right. Mr. Westbrook, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. You're not to use alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you're using, I will put you in custody. If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, Mr. Westbrook, you better tackle it, because if you don't, I'm going to do it for you. And I promise you, you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's now, 12:10. All my lawyers are gone and I need to get the results back, but it's not going to be. So we need to roll this case to either, tomorrow, Friday, come back and we can finish what we're doing. Now it's just too late for us to get the results and finish everything up. I'll let you pick whatever day you want to come back, but we have to come back and finish.
Sir.
How old are you?
I'm 19, sir.
What do you do for a living?
Right now, I'm just working at a fast food place, trying to get back into college.
Who do you live with?
My mother. Well, that's who I was staying with.
I don't want to talk about the case. I only want to know what you're doing in life and see.
I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to go to college, then I trade school to become a welder.
That would be fantastic. I tell you what, there's no better way to make a killing than getting a trade like that. Then it's a great idea, right? Unless you want to go the school route, either way, but you got to do something, because now is the time that you build your life, not at 46, at 48 to try to say, well, you know what, I'm going to go to college now. Most people have their careers by then.
Sure.
All right. So, we're going to send you for a test now. We'll have you come back and then, we don't. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know the complaining witness? Have you guys reached out to this person?
No, Your Honor.
What is the relation?
Relationship, the defendant's her son. That's the mother, Your Honor. Complainant.
So the complaining witness in this case is mom.
Mom, yes, Your Honor.
I want you to understand something, Mr. Westbrook, that I'm issuing a protective order and your mom is now labeled as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. What you need to understand is what is threatening or harassing doesn't matter what you think. It's how she perceives. So if I go like this, is that threatening or harassing? It most certainly is. And it can land you back into jail if you threaten or harass your mother. Do you understand? Are you, is she here now? I want to send it right now. So what we'll do is, guys, this is Westbrook. We've got mom as a CW. Yeah, or I guess, let me give you the cost number. You're right. I'm sorry. It's 253-8133. My concern is that when we have these cases and no one has spoken to the complaining witness, I order no contact. How are we going to do that here?
Let me see, if I can step out and try to contact her.
Yeah, do you mind? Let's see if we
No, I
can,
don't.
please. All right, so let me impart to you one more thing, Mr. Westbrook. You got out of jail because we gave you a free bond. When we revoke bonds, we normally set them in around 5, maybe 10,000, maybe 15, depending on what happened. If you don't have anyone to pony up that kind of money, you will be stuck in custody until these cases are over with. So when you're out there in the free world, think before you act, think before you speak, because it may be very well. Do you understand me?
Your
Okay. What did you want to say? I don't want to talk about the case.
I'm not. I was requesting, is it okay if I check myself into the mental hospital? It's not above the case, but that's where I was supposed to go. My mother had called my shrink and she told my mother to call the police to take me to the Cypress Creek Hospital. And they told me they were taking me there.
How did you get here today? Your mom didn't take you?
Oh,
How'd you get here?
my friend took me. And because I was gonna sign myself into the mental hospital,
Someone now, please.
I called up here and they told me, well, that you shouldn't do.
Let's do this. Let's do this because I don't want you to say too much, because you never know what you're gonna say that's gonna end up hurting you. I do, above all else, want to get a test today because I want to know what, if anything, is in your system.
Yes, Your Honor.
I want to do that. If you fail to go test, if you fail to, I'm gonna revoke your bond. I want you to know that. I just want to know what's in your system. And no more dope. It could be very well affecting your life in more ways than you know. When you take, do you take medication prescribed by a doctor?
And that's what we're working on.
Okay. You got to find something if that's what they prescribe. You got to also have to understand that it may take a while to find something for you to get used to that. When you start taking these psychotropic medications, you may take one and there's a side effect that doesn't agree with you. So you move on to the next one. It may take a couple days, but you got to just wait, find the one that agrees with you, but give it time and be patient because it affects everyone in different ways. So if you find that you're agitated, that you find yourself angry, just time out, relax. It's never the end of the world. Anything can always be resolved with time, love, care. So just take that.
Your Honor.
I'm going to appoint your lawyer. I'm going to see if we can get you one here real quick. Okay. Jillian, this is Mr. Westbrook. We're going to have him just sign conditions. We'll send him for a test now. They're reaching out to mom. Mom's a complaining witness. He's thinking about checking into a hospital. If you feel that that's something that you like to do, great. That's a good thing.
Just want to get help.
It's anytime you try to help yourself like that, that's great. And I'm proud of you for doing it because not many people realize that, hey, I may need this kind of help. And we're support you. Anything you need, we're there to help. I can't give you a ride, but do you have a ride here now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I guess bear with me a second. Just take a seat for me. I just want to wait to see if she was able to get in contact with your mom. Once we do, I'll bring you back up. We can talk. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Westbrook. And good job for coming, huh?
Would you like him to return to address the results?
We're not gonna return. We'll send him off another
Okay,
day
I'll
or
just put
two.
next party.
Yeah. Tell him. Okay. Jillian, you ready? Okay, tell me.
So I just spoke to the complaining.
You got a hold of her.
Yes, I got a hold
Yay.
of her. She's his mother. She was extremely distraught on the phone. She said that the defendant is mentally disabled. He has a lot of conditions and he has these episodes. I didn't get quite a great understanding of what episodes is, but she had called his therapist or his psychiatrist, and the shrink instructed the complaining witness to get him transported to Cypress Creek Hospital
Okay.
because he was making harm, like threats of harm to himself. And so this complainant called the police in order to try to get their help in transporting him to the hospital because she couldn't get a handle of it. So she says it was never an assault in progress call and not one that she intended to make. She said when the police asked if the defendant was hurting her, she said no. So she is very distraught as to why this was filed.
Did an assault occur?
She says that when he's having episodes, he flares his arms around and sometimes it could strike her, but it's not like intentional, is what she said. And she said she's not afraid of her son. She is upset that this happened when they were supposed to help him. She was just very distraught, Judge. And I don't
It
have
really
any.
makes me mad how people ask for help and then, instead of taking someone or helping someone into a facility, they just arrest because it's easier to arrest.
We've literally
So
set up a system now to where it's just as easy to not arrest them and they
the
still
hell
arrest
is,
them.
what, I don't understand people.
I can see if they didn't take them to Cypress Creek, they took them to wherever the designated location is, but there's a whole, it's just as simple now to take them where they need to go.
No, I agree, Judge. I don't
Need
know.
to start holding people accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very distraught and she
So,
said that he's on the way to.
Did an assault occur?
She says no. She said no assault occurred.
Is there evidence that an assault occurred?
Judge, this was just.
Right, because we know a lot of people recant, but do you have any evidence that one occurred?
I don't have anything right now, Judge. It was only filed 3 days ago. It wasn't even set for arraignment until, it was set, yeah. It's not even set until the 18th for arraignment, so I really don't have anything besides the offense report right now. So I can't look at body cam and see if she made any statements on scene. All I have is this read.
Will you read to me the DIMS again, I guess?
You want me to read the DIMS, Judge?
Yeah, or
Yes.
whatever you got to detail.
I have the case jacket.
Do it,
Okay.
please.
On November 10th of 2024, officers were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas. Upon contact with the complainant stated that the defendant, her son, and the defendant's friend had broken a window to get inside the night before. The complainant stated she woke defendant up and told him his friend had to leave. The complainant stated that she questioned the defendant about her missing prescribed oxycodone, and the defendant became irate, and the defendant struck the complainant with an open left palm across the right side of her face, causing
Okay,
pain.
all right, so mom says that this happened?
This is, yeah, according to the DIMS, but she told me something completely different on the phone.
Michael, what do you think?
She's recanted, yes.
Is this a bond? Are you approaching on bond condition?
No.
Okay.
PC?
Just on PC.
PC. Ultimately, what's happening is she called the police in an effort to get mental health help. But what ended up happening is they just took him to jail. Now, she allegedly does say that assaultive behavior did occur, but now she's saying something completely different. What's right?
Yeah, Judge, I mean, what they do this all the time.
They say what actually happened to the police, and then they'll recant the second someone goes to jail. They want them out of the house to be safe because they're in danger at the time. And then when they realize the person actually went to jail and is being held accountable, they call us and tell us, well, nothing happened. I think at this point.
I mean,
we
I know
take
that.
some time to watch the body cam and listen to the 911, but I think what she said at the scene is what we need to go off of based on PC. And what she's saying to us in the rip call, we need to evaluate the case at that point. But what's in the offense report, what she told police at the scene, should judge how we evaluate PC for now.
And I was gonna say, I would disagree. It's not your run of the mill recanting, because the first phone call that was made was to his psychiatrist. And his psychiatrist says, call the police so they can transfer him to the mental health hospital. And so that's what she did based on the advice of his doctor. And so
That's according to what she told me, Judge, that she called the shrink. Well, she called the person a shrink. So I don't know if it was a therapist or a psychiatrist, which is why I'm saying shrink. She told me that she called them first, but again, that's going off of her word. And if she's recanting now, I don't know how much.
I think that for now, I'm gonna find it, okay? But I guess,
Judge, in lieu of any drug testing right now, I mean, he can go today, but as far as like resetting him for tomorrow or Friday, he is.
come up, Mr. Westbrook.
He is supposed to be checking in today, as was the plan last week. Is that okay with the court? I'll get the proof that he's checked in. They've got a bed ready for him, and he's supposed to be going in today to the hospital.
Will you, I'd like to test you real quick, because I just want to know what's in your system. Will you go to the hospital afterwards? I think it may be a good idea, you know? Your life is valuable. You have only one. When you take a catastrophic move where it's you harm, it's something, it's not like Target, you can return it. You can't, there's some things that you just can't come back from. If you have patience, then anything can be achieved. So don't make rash decisions. Take time, take care. We're here to help you as well. I want to help you. The goal for us is to have you leave better than you came. And if you give us time and be patient, we can help you with that. I have all kinds of resources, have all kinds of things at our disposal to help you. All you have to do are two things: come back and stay in touch with Jillian. She's great. She will help you with whatever you need. She has a direct line to me that she can always call me. If you need anything, we have resources to help you out, but you got to stay in touch with us. And I think that that's a good call. If you make it down there, let me test you real quick. I'm not going to have you come back. Just go directly there to the Cypress place right after. As long as we know that you're there, I'm not going to revoke your bond. We will let you just take time that you need to go do what you need to do. But I got to know that you're there.
Sure.
If I don't know that you're there and I think you're out monkey business and not doing what you're supposed to be doing, I'll issue a warrant. I don't want to have to do that. So just please stay in contact with us. Do what you say you're going to do, and good things are going to happen. I promise.
Sure.
You can always get a hold of us. If you ever need anything, just come back here as well. We're always willing to help you with whatever you need. Do you have any questions? Okay. Let's set it off a week. I don't want to do a long one, just to make sure that we stay kind of close with Mr. Westbrook. You know, she'll give you her number so that you can always get a hold of her. Okay. All right. But we'll also take care of costs. You won't have to pay for anything. So don't worry about the money. All you got to do is show up and stay in touch with Jillian.
Sure.
All right.
So, quick question. When I do get out of the hospital, just to let her know that I am getting out of the hospital, correct?
So what happens is usually when you check in, we'll get a rough kind of figure for how long you'll be there. I don't know. It could be a day, it could be 2 days. The idea is to get you as the best way you can. And it may take a day or two, it may take a week. I don't know, but stick with it.
Sure.
You know, take your time. Rome wasn't built in a day, as the saying goes. It takes time. And if you've got the patience, you got the love, you got the want, anything can happen, you know, here soon. And I also have resources to get you on track to help you with welding if you want it. I know people and I'll help you out with it. If you help me with yourself, I will help you with the job aspect afterwards. I promise.
Sure.
You know? Okay?
Sure.
All right, Mr. Westbrook, best of luck to you, okay? We'll see you soon. All right, thanks, Julian.
All right, Judge, on page 24, Townsend. Also appears to one page of-
5002. Done?
Yes.
Done. Guys,
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
thank you.
Done.
All right, guys, we're gonna let you go. Thanks for hanging out with us. Today it's an early day, huh?
I know. This day dragged on though, too long.
You wanna say hi to everybody?
Hi, Kathy.
Hey, guys, everybody,
she
we say
still
hi.
there?
I don't know, let me say, I didn't say hi to her today. She here? Yeah, here she is. Allie says hello.
Hi, Allie. Is Lena still
Hey,
on?
stock vendors.
I told Lena's to tattoo my name on her knuckles.
Oh, dude, don't do that. What's wrong with you?
What? Why
Is she
not?
here? Hey, is Lena's here? No, Lena's gone. She
Oh.
said she was gonna leave early, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm sure she's got a lot to
Um,
see today.
Is she doing a lot of stuff, do you know?
She went to the museum yesterday.
Wow, that's
the
awesome.
Science Museum.
Yeah, there's a great exhibit out there with snakes and stuff.
Was it snakes or
Yeah.
dinosaurs? Snakes?
I thought it was snakes.
Oh, I don't know.
All right, guys, we're gonna let you go. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Okay, see you mañana.
Well, those were a variety of different stories. All interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for hanging out tonight. Chat's been amazing. You know, I do these little get-togethers every night just to get together and kind of watch these truncated versions of the daily docket call from Harris County and Houston, Texas with Judge David Fleischer, because he is such an interesting man, and to be honest, the way he conducts his court, I appreciate everything about it. It's educational, it's interesting. The cases are always something to behold. So, for the time being, I'm gonna keep on doing this. And I hope you come by and join me every evening around 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, whatever that is in your own personal time zone. I can't even imagine what is that even London time temper? I don't know. I have no clue. Was that like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, something like that? That's not right, is it? No, that's not right. I don't do time zones. But you know, I'm sure there's somebody out there that can use Google and figure it out. Well, kids, you know, if you do so choose, I will see you again tomorrow. 4 a.m.? Dear God, man. It's crazy time. Crazy time. Holy gosh. Well, thank you for choosing to spend your witching hour with me. No rational human should really be awake at that hour, though. If you're hanging out with me, I can't necessarily say that any of us are really rational, but that doesn't mean you're not good people or great people. Right, Mom? Hey, man. I don't know what to say. That's too much. That's funny. That's great. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. Kids, for me, it's turning into that time of night where I'm going to say good night. And I hope I see everybody tomorrow. We'll have a lot more of this tomorrow. And I'm already making plans for the weekend case review. I've got so much stuff that I've been wanting to make videos out of, and I just haven't been able to make videos out of. So you can be sure that come 11 o'clock Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Central Time, I will be right back in this chair. There will be no Judge Fleischer. There'll be Judge Stevens and Judge Simpson. Probably a fair amount of Judge Middleton. Man, I got behind on Middleton, and he's had some humdingers lately, some follow-up cases. So you keep an eye out for my regular videos that come out every day. For now, ladies and gentlemen, see you next time. I'm your Lone Wolf Usul. I'm your curator and host. Thank you very much, and have a good night.